G'day guys, how are we going? Well, Campfire cooking equipment. What sort of gear do I use? Well, the gear that I'm about to show you, I can do breakfast, I can do lunch, and I can do dinner. And the best thing about this gear, it's simple, and you know what? It works. So I've got 7 items that I'm going to show you that I use just on the Campfire for cooking those 3 meals. Let's get the gear out and I'll show you what I've got. Now, just before we get started and I start showing you the Campfire cooking equipment that I use when I'm out in the bush, there shouldn't be a meal that you can't make out in the bush. If you can make it at home, well, there's no reason why you can't still make that same meal out in the bush. The only thing potentially holds you back is maybe a bit of imagination on, what you're going to dish up for those meals. But before I get the first item out, just take note of how old some of this gear is, because this has been with me for a long time. So check this gear out and it's still going nice and strong. So I'll get the first item out. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so here's the first item. Now, it's got to be, your kettle. This is obviously your go-to item. First thing in the morning, you jump out of your swag or out of your tent, whatever, and you go and get your kettle out so you can boil up some water, to put that billy on for the morning cuppa. But this old billy is the best part of over 15-year-old, and yeah, it certainly shows. It's weather beaten up, and I've actually had the spout on it. I've had that welded back on, had it repaired. It's beaten up, and the handle's fallen off the back of it, but you know what? It still works an absolute treat. So this will boil water as good as any brand new kettle you want to go and buy. So why do I have to go and replace it for? It's fantastic. It's beaten up, it's got a stack of character, and I'll still keep using it. The lid still just fits, but it's absolutely perfect. So that's my billy. That's, a few of you have seen me swing that around making my morning brew. It's an absolute beauty. So that's that one. Let's see what I've got for number 2. Righto, number 2 is my big cast iron frying pan. Now, again, this one here is easily the best part of 10, 15-year-old, and it's still like brand new. Fantastic. Handle's a bit burnt, but it's a fantastic frying pan, and it works an absolute treat for everything that I cook in it, from bacon and eggs to stir fries and all that sort of stuff. So again, whatever you can whip up in your frying pan while you're at home, sitting there on your gas stop at home, you can cook in one of these out there in the Campfire. So that's my go-to item there for doing all my breakfasts and sometimes lunches and dinners, but that sort of thing. But that's my cast iron fry pan. Works an absolute treat, and I do a lot of cooking with that one. So that's number 2. Let's see what we've got for number 3. Okay, so the third item now that I've got, for cooking on my campfires is the good old jaffle iron for doing your toasted sandwiches and that sort of stuff. Now, this one here would be the best part of 25, probably even 30-year-old. I've had this one for so long and it still works an absolute treat. I've done plenty of my toasted sandwiches, when I've been out there cooking my ham and cheese, tomato. And the only thing with a toasted sandwich maker, as I sort of mentioned earlier on, it's only your imagination that's going to hold you back on what you're going to put in one of these. You can put anything you want. You can, do your breakfast, you can do lunches in them, desserts, some people even make in them. Very simple to use, so easy on the Campfire. Make whatever you want. Even do your breakfast, you can do bacon and eggs, sort of toasted sandwiches too. But these, I don't know whether you can still even buy these old round ones anymore. There seem to be all square ones these days, but this one is fantastic. So that's number 3. Let's see what we've got for number 4. Okay, number 4. So the good old Billies. Now, I use these a stack when I'm out there cooking all the meals that I cook up on the Campfire. And old habits, they die hard. I went through the scouting movement over 45, 50 years ago, and everything we cooked back then was all done in the good old Billies, and today I'm still using them. So these are my bush saucepans, if you like. So I use them a lot. I've got 2 of them there. They stack inside each other. I've done everything from my pastas and rice and all that sort of stuff. The outside, they're all weather beaten up, but again, these Billies alone are the best part of 15 odd plus years old. Pretty much all my gear is around that sort of 15 odd year old, and it still works an absolute treat today. So I look after them, I keep them all oiled up inside so they don't rust. They're in good nick, and everything whatever I cook on my saucepans at home, I can do in these. As I say, you know, I've done my pastas and rice and spag bowls and all that sort of stuff out of these. An absolutely fantastic meal. So that goes in there and they stack inside. And then we'll get the next one out and let's see what we've got for number 5. Righto, number 5 is my camp oven. Now, these are an absolute game changer, having one of these in your campfire cooking, you know, as part of your gear that you cook on the campfire. There's absolutely nothing that you can't cook in one of these while you're out there in the bush. Whatever you cook at home, in that oven at home, as soon as you know, put all your meals and that in there, whatever you put in that oven at home, you can whack in one of these and cook it out in the bush as well. You know, yeah, a few techniques you got to get right to, you know, to be able to cook in one of these properly, because, you know, you haven't got your dials to turn your temperatures up and down. So there's a bit of getting it right. You've seen me cook the roasts and dampers, even use it as a straight out oven just to heat some pies up, you know, from a lunch while I'm out there in the bush. It's in great condition. I've had this one again. This is all about 14, 15-year-old, but, you know, I keep it all oiled up and it's just in fantastic condition. And, you know, that's probably one of my favourite, if not my favourite item that I like to get out and cook something up in it. Highly recommend, if you haven't got a camp oven, get yourself one, because they are an absolute game changer. Righto, let's get the next one out, number 6, and we'll see what we've got for that. Okay, so the 6th item now that I use a lot of when I'm out there camping and using stuff on the campfire is my stainless steel bucket. Now, this bucket's well over 20-year-old. You probably wouldn't think so looking at it because it's still in great condition, but that's the thing with stainless steel. Now, I originally bought this when I was doing my bricklaying business because that's what I like to use it for. When we were doing double-story or multi-story jobs, we'd have a rope attached and be bloke way up the top there, and we'd pull the mud up from the ground to lay our bricks. We'd be using this bucket to get it all the way up the top. Sounds like hard work, but that's how we used to do it back then. But now it's in my camp box, and I use this, you know, just you can sit in the campfire. As you can see, you know, it's pretty burnt there. Sit in the campfire, great for heating up water, for washing dishes. You know, maybe even have a shower. You know, you could fill it right up and you know, put your shower pump in there and go and have a nice warm hot shower. But if you're going to get yourself a bucket, make sure it's got to be stainless steel. Don't just grab any ordinary metal bucket because it'll probably burn out over time, but stainless steel is definitely the go. And this one has been in a stack of fires and use it pretty much every time I go out there just for heating water up. Absolutely fantastic item. So there you go. That's number 6. One more to go and we'll see what that's going to be. Okay, so here's number 7, the last one. Now, quite a few of you people have certainly seen this bit of kit, seen me using it and get a lot of questions asked about it. Now, this is my cooking stand that I use all the time. I use it every time I go out in the bush. Fantastic bit of kit. It's all handmade. So, you know, I haven't bought it from a shop. It's all been handmade, but I cook everything straight on that. I put my toast on there for my bacon and eggs. You know, I've done char-grilled steak straight on that. Tastes absolutely amazing. You know, I've done chicken drumsticks, again, straight on there, char-grilled on the campfire. Tastes absolutely fantastic. So this is what I use all the time. You know, I can put my frying pan on it, my Billies. Got another one there, the bigger one there, which, you know, same setup as this. My 7 items, guys. What do you got? What do you use out in the campfire? You got some similar ones to these? Got something different? I'll be pretty keen to hear. And how old's some of your stuff? You know, always good to hear about this old gear that's still going strong and people looking after it and it's still working well today. So put that in the comments all down below because I'll be pretty keen to hear what you guys have got. So there you go. I'll pack all this gear up now and head off, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks very much for tuning in. See you guys. Hooroo.